I do think it might be. Impound. It is not. Where is this stuff? No, okay. Never mind. Whatever. Hopefully, I'm pretty confident, at least, that this is picking up my voice with a voice changer. It always sounds fine on stream, and it'll sound fine to me as well when I hear it, but whenever it goes through game audio, it sounds really scuffed. Which I'm not a big fan of, but... Wasn't sounding like this, or not eight. They're gonna start charging me for having my Oracle. That's fine. Indies? What does that mean? Wait, I'm dumb. How do I get my car? How do I get my car again? Car, where are you? Okay, so this is out front. There specifically. It says it's here. Where? It's been a while. Oh, do I have to make it appear? Is that what happened? Okay, that is what happens. Okay. I'm learning. Oh wait, I can't. Well,
What's up? How the heck are you, Brad?
I'll just have to drive very carefully. What was the speed limit and stuff? Wait, why does it feel so awkward driving this car? Is it always this awkward? What the fuck? A mouse, please? It's supposed to turn there. It's fine.
Yeah, I got your email. Look, I'm down for whatever.
I know, man. That was
Listen,
insane.
bro. As
What
long
was
as
the
we're
name
not
again?
out rolling with hipsters and cutting off the trees, I don't give a shit.
Man, why is this so, turning? I barely move my mouse. Good brakes are gone. This is a car. Wait, what did it say? At the PD? Right here it says. Over here, sure. Or Alright. Let me see. Camera.
Is Sil your name? Sil, right?
Or what was that?
Hi.
Are you Sati?
Yes, yes. Come on over this way.
Okay, wait, I need it's lowered. Lowered.
And how are you?
Good, and how about you?
I'm doing good. So I had spoken with Leeds and asked her, and because I know you worked under. She was the DA, I believe, when you were initially brought in, and she had just said that it
Oh,
was
yes, she
because you
was.
didn't come around. So that's when they removed you. So that's why you were removed, so that you're aware. Um, Now, what hours will you usually be around?
My schedule is somewhat sporadic, but do you have any days that you feel are needed most, or any hours?
Um, all hours are needed, to be honest. Where we're needing people to be, around and they don't have to just sit at the office or anything like that, but at least to be around and available on the app so that the officers know there's someone that they can reach out to if they have any questions. Um, so basically, it's kind of right now. It's whenever you're able to be around, that's the best time.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, and do you have an MDW?
Yes.
Okay, good. Um, let's see here. No, the DMV probably isn't open this late, and that's probably why they're not around. I even put a Twinsta out. So all that they'll need to do is upload your photo, it looks like, and add your phone number. Um, so as a paralegal, the first thing that we would do is we are going to need to have you get your DNA taken. Um, Give me a second. Hold on.
Cross arms.
I have a pocket officer, a sheriff. I guess you could call it that.
The perks of being a DA.
And the reason that we do the DNA, yes, we do want to make sure that there's no felonies or anything back in the background, but it's also in case you're kidnapped or anything like that happens and your blood is around. then you can be identified that way, and they know that something's going on with you. So I just want to, and we're going to be doing that going forward.
I understand. It's the same for
And
law enforcement.
yeah, and then once you know, if you leave the office, you can always have it taken off, and the PD will take it right off. But it's probably best for your safety and for the ability for PD to track you down.
Yeah, I
I
have no
think
problem
she's.
with that. See, man, I'm having to talk much slower. That's right.
Let me go through here.
Consciously talking slower. Hard. Oh, wait, you guys don't have music.
The office does have vehicles. However, as a paralegal, you will not have access to them because we've had paralegals come in for a day, they get everything, and then they leave. And they still have keys and the MDWs that we gave them, and then they never come back. So we are making it so that they're just for prosecutors up. Do you know where all the police stations and the courthouses are in the city?
I know the one down at City Hall. I believe that Spoochie Police Department was the main police department.
All right. So a lot of things have changed then since you've been here. There is now DPPD, which is on the beach, which is Del Perro PD. There's Davis PD. There's MRPD, and there's Vinewood PD. There's no more Vespucci. The courthouses, you have City Courthouse, and then you have the DMV. That's for in the city. Now, out in the county, there's Paleto Bay Police Department. Well, it's Sheriff's Department. And then there's here LSSD, which is the Los Santos Sheriff's Department. And then there's Grapeseed. And there's a courthouse in Paleto Bay, and there's a courthouse in Grapeseed. And there is a courthouse in the prison now.
Is there a reason for that one?
Yeah, for some of the for some of the prisoners who like to have their gangs come and cause issues while we're in trial, and they're in prison already. We have the trials at the prison. We had to do one tonight. Golf gang.
Sound very
So
high profile, yeah.
So basically, what we'll be doing is first we're going to be getting you into doing bench trials. How comfortable are you when it comes to like bench trials, doing things on the spot?
I have experience doing one bench trial, I believe. And the ADA I had shadowed under, I had observed her doing a number of bench trials.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to try to get it to where the prosecutors and the ADAs are getting you into bench trials. I'm still waiting on Veronica.
Yeah, the main issue I had had before was that I thought it was very difficult to learn things with the ADA I had been shadowing under. She just wasn't really teaching me anything at all. And I was
Okay.
having difficulties meeting up with her, and there's a bunch of issues.
Okay, well, if you have issues like that, where whoever I'm asking to help you out, then you're gonna want to reach out to either me or one of the DDA, and we'll make sure that that's taken care of. We have a few good ADAs that are around. Bob and Bubbles are probably the ones that I'll end up having you shadow. Bubbles right now is a prosecutor, but she's moving up to ADA within the next week or so. They're both very good. They're good people, and they are around a lot. So that helps as well. And then if there's anyone else around, like if I'm around and I see there's a bench trial, I'll holler at you and say, let's go. And I'll have you run the bench trial. I won't touch it. Things like that. So that's why we need you like around, like in the app, so that we see you're around. And because I'm tired of people saying, well, just text me if you need help. No, you need to be, so that we can see that you're around. You actually need to be in the app. You can be in busy in the app, but you need to be in the busy so that people see that you're around.
Yeah, gotta
That
have your.
doesn't mean, yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to sit in the office because you're in the app. That just means that if there's a call, that people know that you're around and they can reach out to you. Because cops are going to need us down in the cells. They're going to need us for bench trials, and we're trying to prevent these all these docketed court cases from going to the docket. And if we have a if we have people that are going to the bench trials, then we won't need to worry about docketed cases. So that's what we're trying to prevent right now, is having 100 docketed criminal cases because we don't have anyone available for them. And the judges are working on their part. They're bringing in judges, but I want to make sure that we have prosecutors for the cops for when they go to the bench trials. Think of other things.
Am I allowed to speak with the troopers?
With the troopers, yeah.
I'd been told before that I wasn't supposed to speak with the cops unless there was an ADA present with me.
Well, you can speak with them, but you can't advise them, right? So what's going to happen is, as a paralegal without your bar license, okay, you can follow someone around and learn, and they can tell you to go ahead and do something, but they need to be there. Okay, so in that essence, it's correct. But that doesn't mean you can't just have a conversation with them. Just don't discuss the law with them. But you can speak with anybody. That's not an issue. And we'll probably, depending on how you do, you know, you'll get your bar license and we'll bump you up to prosecutor. And then, you know, you're handling your own cases and you're picking things up and you're responding to the bench trials yourself. You're helping down in the cells. At that point, you're able to, advise. I don't know what Veronica's probably in her. Yeah, hold on. Give me a second.
She must have it in her head. Did you? Man, this is I forgot.
Yeah.
Forgot what it was like to.
She's deep in the MDW. She'll respond soon. So, yeah, so I mean, you're going to be able to do things, but at first, yes, you're going to have someone with you that's part of the office that has the bar license, because you'll be under their bar license. The biggest things are, number one, you need to respect the judges. I don't want to hear that anyone's being catty with the judges, arguing with the judges, arguing after the fact. If you have questions for the judges, you can use take advantage of the time that they set aside after the case to speak with you and ask your questions there. But do not get confrontational with the judge. Once the ruling is done, the ruling is done. If you don't understand the ruling, you can ask them, but don't make any kind of questions in an accusatorial tone. We're trying to build our relationship, and when people are going at judges for because I didn't agree with their ruling, that's not a good sign. If you don't agree with their ruling and you have a reason for it, then come to someone that is above you, like an ADA. If there's no ADA available to discuss it with you, then a DDA. If they're not available, then you can ask me and I'll go over it with you. But so if you have an issue with a ruling, you're going to keep it in the office and you're going to discuss it with the office, and then we'll know what to do going from there. Let's see here. The
Figured.
command. What was that? Mhm.
I figured that kind of stuff would be common sense. So,
Well, sometimes it's not. So, okay, our chain of command is the first people you would talk to would be the ADA. They're like supervisor. Okay. If they're not around or they're not helping with the issue, then you would go to the DDA or the lieutenant DA. If neither of them are around or available, then you would go to the DA, which would be me. And like I said, the ADA is like a sergeant, the DDA and the lieutenant DA are high command, and then the DA is overall. Again, and also judges are not your bosses. So don't go to them if you're having an issue within the office. I'm the boss. So if there's an issue that you're having, come to me, and we'll get it resolved.
should that be true regarding bar complaints as well?
Yeah, if you have a bar complaint against somebody, I would prefer that you don't put it in right away and you come discuss that. Because we don't want to be putting in bar complaints if they're not a valid bar complaint. So until you've been around for a while, if you have a complaint about another lawyer or anything like that, come to somebody in the office and discuss it with them, and then we'll go from there when after we've gotten the information. Okay. We're
Okay.
trying to keep it so that we're not an office looked at as the enemy. I mean, when we have to be, yeah, that's one thing. But we don't want to just be looked at as the enemy. Let's see here. I do have an open door policy. If you're having issues and there's no one to talk to, you can come and talk to me. I don't have a problem with that. Also, if someone comes to you about an issue that they're having with somebody else in our office, you say, thank you for making me aware. I will make sure to take that to the correct person. And that's it. You don't discuss it any further. You don't say, oh, that's awful or that's terrible. They shouldn't be doing that. Just say, thank you for bringing it to my attention. I will make sure that the office is aware. All you have to do. And then you would take it to whoever is above you in the chain of command. And they'll be able to get it resolved. I'm doing the same thing with people. If someone comes to me and they have a complaint about an ADA that's under me, I'm just letting them know, well, thanks for letting me know. I'll make sure to get this resolved. I'm not going to discuss what I'm going to do to get it resolved with another group outside of our office. But I am going to discuss it with the person so that there aren't things built up and then all of a sudden there's a suspension. I'm going to make sure
Okay.
that that line of communication is open between everybody. So that you know if there was a problem, that you're not bombarded with it and didn't know about it. So that's one thing, because I'm just covering everything that I'm writing up right now in the new SOPs. But they're not up yet.
Okay.
Um,
Do we also handle complaints regarding officers?
we do. If somebody comes to you with a complaint and you get that complaint, you're to bring it to a DDA or a DA. You won't handle those. ADAs don't handle those. That's for the DDA and the DA.
I wasn't sure if we're supposed to bring it to the officers, like high
You-
command.
No, you you don't discuss anything that's in this office or that might affect this office or that someone goes to you about with anyone other than the office. So if somebody comes to you and says there's corruption somewhere, you don't repeat that anywhere and you come to us and you let us know, and then we'll go ahead and work on the investigation. And we may bring you along with this. But anything that you hear inside this office or you see inside these case files stays there. If information gets leaked out, at some point we'll find out who it is, and they won't be working a government job anymore. I'm very, very big on non-corruption. There will be no corruption in our office, and I won't put up with it. So if I find that you're leaking information, discussing cases, anything that because we have access to a lot of things. We have access to every single incident report, every single civilian report. We have access to all of the civilian information, phone numbers. We have access to a lot of things. And you're not to discuss any of the reports with anybody. You're not to discuss, you're not to give out people's phone numbers. Those are things that you don't do. You tell them, well, why don't, or you can call them yourself for them. But you're not to give any of that information out because it's privileged information. And definitely don't talk about the incidents. If some random person comes up to you and asks you for something, you just say, I'm not at liberty to be able to give that information out. Police, our communication with police is the most important thing with this office because they're the people that we work with daily, right? So we need to have open communication with them. And if we don't, then that's going to make our job harder and it's going to make their job harder also. So if you're on a case, I expect that you're going to be reaching out to whoever the lead officer is and discuss the case with them before the trial. And that doesn't mean an hour before the trial. That means as soon as you get the case, you reach out to the officers. The reason that I'm so big on this is because this is something and an issue that has been happening for the last 6 months, where people are taking on cases, they're not reaching out to the officers, and the officers don't know what's going to happen, and the prosecutor didn't prep for it, and they go in there and nobody knows what's going on. Or they're dropping charges and they shouldn't be dropping them. Give me a second. All right, so Veronica's going to be back here soon. She's at Eclipse right now. All right, so what were you going to say?
Sounds like you're very big on communication within the department.
Yes. Yeah, I'm the communication DA. Sparks was the I'm in the courtroom all day DA. Humphrey was the I don't even know. He was just kind of there DA. Leeds, she was the piss everybody off DA as well. I'm the
She was like that.
I want to open up communication and I want the departments to get along and work well together so that we're all enjoying the time that we spend working on these cases together. So this is a great place for you to meet people, to get to know these people, to see what kind of work they put into what they do. Because PD puts a lot of work into what they do. Now, there are some that don't do anything and that are crap. That don't know how to fill out a report or never fill out a report. And you will come across those. And if they give you a hard time, then you let, somebody above you know so that it can be handled. If you're having an issue with an officer, don't confront them. That's the worst thing to do. Just let us know and we'll be able to deal with the issue as we see fit. I'm just kind of going over some of the basic stuff because
Really don't go about
Let's
that.
see here.
I would hope at least that somebody talks to me
Conduct.
before
Yeah,
I make
expectations.
an issue of it.
Um, one of the one of the the biggest group that we work with is out of PD, as I was saying. But there is a division of PD that we work with the most, and that's SID. It's their investigation team. Veronica Wilson is a sergeant in there, and she's the one that I have the main contact with, as well as she takes care of LSSD in shift 2 and 3. So we have a very good open communication between them. So we work hand in hand with them on a lot of the cases, a lot of the murder, the mayhem, the money cases, the drug trafficking, the weapons trafficking. We work very closely with them, and they do a lot of work. So always make sure that if you're picking up a case and they're the lead, or they bring you a case and they're the lead, that you're in constant contact with them, because things can change in the minute with any information they might get. I want people to feel like they're involved and that they're actually making a difference and they're helping. They're also willing to teach how to write subpoenas that will be accepted, work on warrants, search
No, I have
warrants,
a
things
little
of that
experience
nature.
regarding that, actually.
So by
Maybe more
being
experience.
here and working close with Sid, these are things that you'll be able to learn as well, and how it's done.
Can I ask, do you have any food?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm. Here.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yep. Uh-huh.
See,
Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else. For now, no. I just filled your head with a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna go ahead. Give me a second. Okay, so your phone number's in there. We just need to get a photo of you. Stand somewhere where I can take a photo of you.
let's see.
You'll have to take your glasses off.
Okay. See,
It's really bright. Stand over by the door. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Okay. I wonder why it won't come into your profile. So you'll probably have to go into the DMV to see why your photo won't show up on your profile. Is it, if you look up your name, can you see your photo on the profile now?
I cannot.
Is your driver's license up to date?
I still need
Is
to
it
get that
expired?
updated as well. Yep. So,
It's expired? Okay. So maybe that's what they need to do to get it unexpired.
These
All
expire.
right. Veronica will be back soon. She's at. There's also a new hospital. The old hospital is shut down. It's called Eclipse, and it's on Eclipse in the city. There's also a hospital out here. Um, I live out here. So does Bob. Bob, our other ADA, another. He lives right next door. He lives right there. Bubbles, she lives in the Irvine. Most of us seem to live out here. Um, the main office though is in the city.
Okay.
All right.
I
And it's
I don't
as soon
remember
as.
driver's
Mhm.
license having expired before. Is that different now?
Oh yeah, yep. It expires every month. You got to get a new one every month.
Okay. Because I didn't see an expiration date on mine. So,
Yeah. And what'll happen is you'll get a government employee discount. So just make sure that they're aware that you're a paralegal with the state, and they'll give you a discount. Um, but yeah, before I hire you in, I want to get your DNA, and then we're good. And then I would say tomorrow, make sure you get to the DMV at some point when somebody's around. Keep an eye out on that and get your driver's license updated.
will they be in the app?
Hmm?
Will they be in the app?
Yes, they'll be in the app under DMV and the government employees. Sometimes they're not in the app, and you can just do a search in the directory for DMV, and somebody might be advertising as DMV also.
Okay. Let's see. Hmm. How many,
When I go ahead.
how many people are working for the DA's office currently?
Um, if you can go into the roster and you can see it, but some of those people are not with us, or they haven't been around for a while. Like these two paralegals, Lauren Forcer and Evelyn Valentine, they haven't been around. I haven't seen them.
I thought I saw F1 actually
Delaney
a little
Dark
bit
is
ago.
on a vacation right now. Lewis Spector is a prosecutor. He's active. Bubbles, Jake. I brought him back on as a test, and I haven't seen him around, so he may be gone soon. Then we have Astrid as an ADA. She comes around, but not a lot. She takes on cases, but she really doesn't hang around a lot. Then we have Robert Hansen, who's an ADA. Rose Payne. She's an ADA mostly for paperwork, stuff like that. Let's see here. Then Spring, I don't think she's going to be around anymore. She was a DDA. She'll probably be removed here in the next week or two. Then we have Leeds, who is the DDA, who is second in command. Then we have Rollin Sharp, who is the lieutenant DA. He's kind of like off on his own. He doesn't really do much with the office and the people in the office.
I know
But
Roland wasn't aware he was
yeah, he was part of the office before. And then there's me as the DA. Tobias is no longer with us either, so I'll have to remove him, I guess. I have to reach out to him. So we have one. We have 10 people, and we have us that are usually around in the city. Yeah. So I'm trying to get more people that'll actually be around in the city. And like I said, you don't have to sit at the office. You don't have to sit somewhere and just wait for a call, because that might not happen. Go out, have fun, do things, but be clocked in. You know, that's all I'm asking. There are things that you can do once you're hired in. You have free pass for ride-alongs with the police. You can get to know them. You can build a relationship with them. There's events that are happening constantly.
Oh God, please
That way
don't
you
make
can
me.
get to know
Please don't make me
people
do
in
it.
the city. We'll be having like weekly or semi-weekly meetings in the office. We're going to be working on events for the office itself. There's a lot of things that I'm looking to work on that other departments, other governmental agencies can help out with as well. Because I want to get things like where we can shadow an FIB person, see what they do, shadow the DOC for a day, where we can, walk around with them, see what they do in their daily life. Um, Same with like EMS, see what they do in their life. Same with the vets. So I want to make sure that we have communication with all of the different government agencies, and that they know that we have an open door with them, and that if they have anything they need, they can come to us. So that's what I'm trying to build up, because I think that that has been neglected for a long time.
Is there any policies regarding how we should interact with other attorneys?
Um, as far as defense attorneys, no, you can be friends with them, but do not discuss your cases with them
Okay.
or anybody else's
So, yeah.
case. Yeah. So yeah, you don't discuss work with them, basically. The also don't discuss cases with judges. Don't ask them what to do. You talk to the office. You have an office of multiple
Oops.
professionals
We
that
messed
have
up
been
other
doing this
attorneys.
for a long time,
Oops.
and they can probably
That's
answer
from-
your question. I would say 95% of the time your question will be answered by one of us. So you do not go to the judges asking them how to do something. You come to us in the office. You don't go to a defense lawyer and ask them how to do something. Also, you do not talk to a defendant without their lawyer around. Ever. Do not ever talk to a defendant without their lawyer if they have a lawyer. People are losing their bar licenses over in the office, and have. So don't do that. The other thing
I was just asking
what
questions, right?
was I gonna say? There was something else I was going to say that was important, and now I can't remember it. We were talking about the defendant. Don't talk to the defendant. Yeah, just don't talk to the defendant without their lawyer if they have one. Don't talk. Just be real careful who you talk to when it comes to your cases. I stick
God.
close with
It should be
Sid,
easier with us all, though. So it's
because
quiet.
they're really good about working with you. And as you get further into the office, you'll get to learn more ins and outs of what to do, how to do it, where to find it, things of that
Can
nature.
I sort of stream this? It would have been interesting. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. See it.
Yeah, I just don't want people to get themselves into trouble. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is don't add yourself to a civil docket. First off, we're not taking on civil cases. We're only doing criminal. Second, we are going to be... If you put yourself onto a civil docket and you don't talk to the cop first, you can lose your bar. Because if they didn't ask you to represent them, you can't just enter yourself to represent. That's only civil cases, okay? For now, we're not taking on any civil cases because we have too much work to do with the criminal caseload right now. So at this point, we're just staying off of them. Now, at some point, we may start picking them up for the officers, but we're not going to start doing that now. Now, if there's an officer that specifically comes to you and asks you, do you have time to do this for me? if you have time, then you can, of course, work on that civil case. But make sure that you have some kind of proof that they asked you to do that, because we don't want you to get into trouble.
Okay. See.
Let me take you over to LSSD. Let's take a walk
Alright.
over there. Like I said, this is where I hang out mostly. I don't like it in the city.
It's fair.
I also feel a lot safer out here. The people are a lot more friendly. So this is LSSD. I come in here usually. This is where I'll come. Here is
Sorry.
to the parking lot. Okay.
Right.
Then over here,
Well, how annoying is it to lock stuff in this? Probably is really annoying, isn't it?
this is the entrance to where the cell reps are. Here. Okay. And the cell reps are down here. We have CSIVR in the city, and they do that in there. And their all of their evidence is stored in there. And then the interrogation rooms are over here.
Okay.
All right, sorry. So yeah, here's the interrogation rooms. Well, if you're just watching an interrogation, it's on the other side. Hi, Veronica.
No,
This is Sil.
Hello.
Sil.
She's going to be our newest paralegal once she has her DNA run.
Alrighty. And what's
So this is
your
Veronica.
state ID number?
5910. See, I believe. Pretty confident of that, at least.
I got no. Open them up for me. I'm just gonna swab the inside of your cheek. All right.
Show me
Then
noise.
can I take an updated picture of you? Because the one we have no longer shows up.
She
Yeah, I
tried.
tried to do that too.
I just come
I
against
think
this
she needs a
wall
new
here.
driver's license.
So,
Well,
Stand right over here. All right, you're all good. But yeah, you will need to update your driver's
Okay.
license because it's
yeah.
very expired.
Yeah, that's what I said to
So-
her. All right, so I'm going to hire you in here real quick. Thank you, Veronica.
No problem.
because it didn't say the expiration date on it yet. It's like, I didn't see an expiration date.
Yep, it's updated. Very good.
So wouldn't know that though. Gotta remember these things. It's fine to me. Do I have her? I don't have any emergency contacts for her. I probably should. I'm not sure if I trust. Probably Franklin, I'd say. Oh, the attorney I had shadowed under as a paralegal.
Who
Franklin.
was?
Is he still in the city?
Oh, Franklin? Yeah.
So sounded like I had a lot.
He's been having some health issues, but yes, he's still the main he's still the main one.
So the main attorney. All right. All right, let me check. Oh, there we go. Actually, that's nice. Happy with that. Yeah, I didn't see a expiration date for these things.
Let me check here.
I'm gonna have to keep up to date on this kind of stuff again. Oh, kill me. I'm doing this because she reached out. I know she needs help.
Okay, so you should have access to our email system now. If you go into our email and it's District Attorney's Office, you should see that.
Oh yeah, let me change. That's right. Let me update some things. That's all.
Okay.
All right. All right. Yes, I see it now. See it.
Okay.
I see a picture of Franklin sulking, so looks like things haven't changed. Or haven't changed too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Can you see the bench trial request?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Let's see here. And as I said, make sure that you're not giving out any information that's in the MDW and the profiles, because you'll be able to see phone numbers, you'll be able to see their government information. Let's see here. What else? Make sure that you do a hard reset of your MDW. for me real quick? And you should be able to see a place where there says case files.
I see that. Right.
Those are our office's files. So anytime you pick up a case, you're going to open up a new case file and give it a title of what, similar to what your case is. And then you'll start to use that as as you work through your case. Do you have access to? Does it allow you to see incidents? I don't think it does.
I don't see an option for it, but I'm not sure why I
Okay.
would see them.
No, okay. If you go, okay, leave out of the case files, and then go back in and look like you're looking for the case file side, right? Is there anything that says incidents or civilian investigative reports, anything like that?
No.
Okay, so okay. So you won't get that until you've become a prosecutor. So what's going to happen is, since you're a paralegal, the officers are going to need to share the incident with you when you're going to be helping them.
Okay.
Until you've become a prosecutor.
Oh, that is what had
and
happened
you
before.
won't be
I remember this.
you won't be
They still
doing
have system,
anything
though?
without somebody with you anyway until then. Then we'll need to get you your bar license at some point here. The other places that I want you to look at are going to be give me just one moment.
Fines. What was that here? This. Interesting. Probably have an open door policy was probably me. The situation. No, I thought Leeds was fired. Oh, wait, would Sil know that? I don't think Sil knows that. Or no,
I'm
she quit.
sorry.
I think it was. You're fine. Let's see.
All right, so you'll go into the hamburger and make sure that you go into documents, And you're going to read over the Constitution and the legislation. A lot has changed since back then. There's also District Attorney's Office Private, where there's some information there as well.
Oops, I may have done some stuff.
And you'll be able to see our roster there as well if you go to State Attorney.
See that? See.
So just kind of brush up on, there's a lot of new things since you were
Okay.
around before.
Okay. I'm sure there is.
All right, I'm going to...
Oh, I can do so much stuff. Can I notes my profile? I can. Cool. Okay.
Go ahead and introduce yourself into our team chat, the district attorney's office one. That way people can grab your phone number.
Uh. Remember, one of the things I really like doing this, I like having her text cute. That was the gap right there. That she's different in her head compared to how she talks. The gap's always needed. Yeah, put them away. There we go. You message around.
All right, and then I mentioned you in our email system.
Oh god.
So some of the things I would suggest is use 3-1 if you want to see if anyone is around that you can do a ride along with, letting them know that you're a paralegal for the state. That will at least get you to start to know the police that are around when you're around, which will really help. Bob and Bubbles are around a lot. They're around normally, though, during the day and into the late evening, Eastern Standard Time. They're not usually around this late at night. I'm the one that's usually around now. So if I'm around, then I'll
graveyard
just
hours.
grab you, and when we have something to do, and we'll just go do what needs to be done. Let's see here.
See, sense. Man, having a roleplay. So again, it's something I kind of like it. It's different.
Do you have any questions?
I'm sure I will, but for right now, I'm
Mhm.
trying to take everything in.
Yeah, I can imagine. I wish there was a judge around, but it is kind of late, and I'm not sure. There's some. All right. Yeah, so that's pretty much all you need to do is learn where all the PD stations are. And like when an officer calls you and says they're at you know, DPPD and you're not sure where it is, ask them where it is so that they can clarify it for you. Just, ask for clarification. There's also a ranger and a trooper station, but I've never been called to either of those. I know where the ranger station is. I'm not sure where the trooper station is. We do work some things with FIB. Those won't be anything that you'll be worried about unless you become an ADA. And most of the things that you'll be working on won't necessarily involve SID, but sometimes they will. To clock on, you can, here, I'll show you. You can clock on it. You can clock on just by, if you go into your notepad and you type
Yeah, remotely with a
duty on.
yeah, through the MDW.
All right, and
So
okay.
yeah.
Let's make sure you can get in. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that everything is titled properly.
See in my map. Oh god, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be so funny, actually. Oh, look at that.
Some will ask you to work on cases with them. And that's a good thing because that means you'll be able to start seeing the files. You'll be able to start seeing things that they're working on. I'll ask some people to grab you up for some of the cases that they are working.
Wonder if I should do the bit that I like to do. I like doing the bit where I have the voice changer. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. For trials, probably is no. No bueno. But
If
for
you look on the docket and you see anything that has been switched over to a bench appeal, if you're interested in it, let somebody know, and we can go down with you. And it's a bench appeal is a bench trial, right? Except that they weren't offered the opportunity for a bench trial when they were in the cell. With bench appeals, they're only felony D or lower. So if I see anything go up on the docket that's lower than the felony D or felony D and lower, I usually put in a request to have it switched over to a bench appeal. And it's run just like a bench trial. Some of them will let you do openings, some of them won't. They get up there, do their summaries, and then you can question them, and then you can do your closing. So it's run just like a bench trial is.
okay. Let's see.
Give me a second here.
Oh god. Actually, having to roleplay again feels different. I should have streamed this. That's too bad. I didn't think anything too much would happen though, but it ended up happening. That's always the case though, isn't it? That's always the case, isn't it? You never think something's gonna happen, and it always does. It always does. Every single time. Who did so know? I actually don't remember. Okay. Let me see. Alright, let's just give Roland a really weird message. For no reason. Just fuck with him. I just love him. I'll do stuff just to fuck with people. It's so funny to me.
I'm sorry, I keep having things happen in my head.
You're fine.
Yeah. So any other questions then? I mean, I know you said that you'll probably have some, but
I'm not sure what questions I have right now, honestly.
right, okay.
That's it.
All right, well, I would suggest going through the legislation, going through the case laws, looking through our case files so you can see how we work on our case file. I would probably look at
Oh god, do I have to do so much paperwork? Oh god, kill me. And she knows I'm dedicated.
families
Fuck.
murder government employee. That's mine. Open that up. That gives you a real good baseline of how you would work on your case. Because let's say
This is
something
a lot.
happens and I'm sick that day and I can't make it in,
Oh god.
someone can come in here and they can see everything I've done and they can go in and they can run the trial, right? Because they've got all the questions for the officers there. They have the opening, the closing, all the information that they need is in here.
Interesting.
So I would kind of look at things like that, see what, kind of get an idea of how you should get your case file together. If you're working with somebody in CID, then you'll invite them.
Do you go over these questions with the officers involved,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like before the case?
Yep, before the case, and then we ask the same. What we do, so what I do is I'm in constant contact with the officers. So as soon as the incident happens, my first thing is I read through it, I look at all their statements, and then I start calling them. And I want to meet them ASAP. I want to meet them as soon as possible because this is when they remember everything, right? It's gonna be fresh in their head. So I'm gonna come up with questions from their statement. So that's how I come up with my initial questions is by reading their statement, come up with my questions. Then I reach out to the officers once I've done that, which takes a couple of days, maybe 2 or 3 days. At that point, they reach back out to me. We set up a time to meet, and then I go off. Then I start asking them these questions, and I find out how they're going to answer them, and then I can redo the questions. I can move the questions around. I can add questions if I see there might be an issue with the question that I'm asking. Basically, I'm not telling the officers how to answer the question, so I'm building the questions from how they're answering the question. So that's how I build my cases. And then I'll reach out to them and I'll keep in full contact with them throughout the whole time before the trial even happens. It takes about 2 weeks for a murder trial to have it scheduled and done. So I make sure that I meet with them. I remind them of everything. They remember what's going on. I ask if they want to meet again. And then 2 or 3 days before the trial, I meet them all again. And I ask them if they have anything new or anything else that they would need for it to be added. And we'll go over the questions again that I had for them. And
Okay, which is
this
really
way it keeps it fresh in their mind as to what happened and what they did. And then I'll go over anything special that we want to go over that we may have found since then so that they're aware of what kind of questions I'm going to ask or I could ask. And then at that point, the group chat in our phone, in texts, and I bring in all the officers and any prosecutors that are involved in the actual case and let them know, okay, so this is going to be where our information goes. If you have anything new that you need to add, just make sure you let us know. If you're going to have any issues getting to the trial, let us know. That's where that kind of information is put. So that's how we know who's going to be where, when, and how. So I've at least spoken with the officers 2 to 3 times before the trial. And then some of the officers will want to come early and go over the questions one last time, just for their own sense of, they're sure that they're going to be bringing everything up right. So a lot of times they'll want to come early and go over it with you again, because some of them, they don't like to be in court. Some of them are nervous. Some of them are scared. They don't want to answer it wrong, or they think that there's a wrong answer. So that's when we work on relaxing them, letting them know that we got this, we're good. If we don't remember something, it'll come up in the closing, We'll make sure that we bring it all up. It'll all be there. So then at that point, we're in the trial, and then the trial's done. So I want a lot of contact with PD. I want them to feel like they're part of it, because they're the ones that are out there getting shot. They're the ones writing up these reports. They're the ones that are pushing these charges. We're just there to take what happened to them and build a story with it and present it to the court. And so that's what I'm there doing for them. Yes, it is up to us in the end if we're going to push the charges or not. But I think that
Okay, apparently that. Okay,
we should
interesting.
still have that respect amongst each other. They should be respecting us. We should be respecting them. But like I said, in the end, we're the ones that decide if we're going to push those charges or not. And if we don't believe that the charges can be pushed and won in the court, then we won't take it to court. But we'll go over all that later. But that's how I work my cases. That's how Bob and Butterfly, Bob and Bubbles, have been working theirs because I've trained them. And you'll probably be hanging around with them a lot. And at nighttime, you'll probably go into bench trials when I'm around. Because if I see a bench trial, I'll just say, hey, let's go. And we'll meet wherever the bench trial is. Or actually go to the officers.
Are we required to drop charges if we don't believe they have probable cause?
Okay. So at this point, you're not. No.
I don't know me, but like in
yeah.
general.
In general, okay, so there's a difference between not having PC and having PC enough to arrest a person. All right. So I've not seen very many cases where they haven't had the PC to make the arrest. All right. But then you've got to look at it. And is it enough PC to get into the courtroom and win it in court? And sometimes there isn't. So at that point, then we need to discuss with the police officer, is there any more evidence? Is there anything else that you have that we can take this to court and win? And then if not, then we explain to them why we want to do what we do, and then we do it. We're the final word. But if I ever catch anybody just dropping charges and not reaching out to the officers beforehand and discussing it with them, they'll get a suspension easily. So we reach out to the officers first. Whatever you end up deciding is good, but you're still going to reach out to the officer and ask why they pushed this charge. And there might be information that they have that they forgot to put on the incident, and that's why they pushed the charge. And if it's not in the courtroom yet, and and it should be that the discovery hasn't been closed yet because you're supposed to be reaching out to the officers within like 2 or 3 days, right? And asking them why. Then at that point, you've reached out to them, you've let them know, hey, we don't think we have enough. Was there something else that you had? They say yes, they can at that point add it to the report. But if we're not keeping in contact with them and they're not reaching back out to us, then that's a problem, right? But there could be a photo that they forgot to upload, and that's all that's needed to actually feel comfortable taking it to court. But if I don't reach out to that officer until 2 days before or a day before the court date, we can't use that photo because I waited too long to reach out to the officer. So we need to make sure that we're reaching out to them. There's also a channel in our email system called PDDA Hotline. And there's a pinned announcement on what to use and how to use it, and it has the template. So once you're taking on cases, if an officer doesn't respond to you, then you're going to put the information in here, tag them, and if they don't reach back out to you within so much time, then we just automatically drop the charge. That's a problem on their end. But you won't have to worry about that too long until you're prosecutor and you're dealing with it. Normally, as a prosecutor, mostly what you're going to be taking care of are like the bench trials. You're going to be taking paralegals to bench trials, letting them run them. You're going to be helping train the paralegals. And you're going to be taking on some of the smaller cases. You're not going to be taking on the murder. You're not going to be taking on those things. You'll be taking on like the drug cases, things like that, that aren't as hard, just to kind of build you up into the position where you can start taking on the higher tougher cases where it is murder, attempted murder, things of that nature. But that'll come with you doing more work and picking up cases and following people, attaching to the cases that the ADAs are on, so that you can learn and follow them around. So what I would suggest is to reach out to Bubbles and Bob and ask them if there's any cases that you can be attached to, so that you can follow them around and learn from them. Both of them are really good at helping people out. And like I said, they're around a lot, but they're usually in bed around a few hours earlier than now. I'm actually up really late for myself. It's 3:30 in the morning in my head.
It's the same for me.
Yeah, so I'm going to be headed to bed here soon. But I would reach out to Bubbles, and if you go into our app where it has our team app, you should be able to see who the participants are.
Or team app.
You'll probably want to. Bob's phone number is 2257. So you might be able to add them to your contacts. And then Bubbles last four are 1793. So you should be able to see them.
Wait for them to be around before I call them, because that way it'll be...
Well, I would send them a text.
Okay. So,
yeah, send them text. Say, hey, I'm the new paralegal. Are there any cases that I can be tagged on so that I can learn this stuff, and let them know you don't have your bar yet, so that you'll want to get into some bench trials, things of that nature, and they'll work with you. If they're not around and I'm around, then I'll pop you into the bench trials. Right now, I don't have any cases, and I'm going to keep it at that because I'm doing all of the other stuff. But there are some cases that are coming up that I'm going to have to be on.
Okay. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. If you're around tomorrow when I'm around, I'll show you where the office is in the city. Go upstairs. But yeah, I'm really tired.
Same for me. Alright. Sorry.
This, yeah. Wait, which way? Excuse me. It's this way. You should be able to lock and unlock. Try and unlock that. It's right here.
Was it? Okay. And then that.
Yeah, always make sure you lock it behind you, okay?
Alright, let's see.
You can unlock the fences, but I just jumped over. It's easier to just jump because the fences are a pain. All right, well, I'm going to head to bed. Like I said, reach out to Bubbles and Bob. See if there's any cases you can attach yourself to with them. And they should be able to get you attached to some, okay?
Alright, that sounds good. Thank you for all your help.
Alrighty. Yep, I will talk with you probably tomorrow if you're around.
Yeah, see you then. Have a good night. Well, I probably shouldn't be driving though. Well, well, that's probably fine. Find it. I don't have a license though. Alright, well, at least you have the car back. Oh, whoops. Almost bad. Whoops. Forgot how much. No, I should have made that joke. I should have made that joke. Can we park here? Let's park on the city again. Be fine. Oh god. Remember about this oracle. Doesn't like to go. Drive's nice. Where did I usually have to go to bed? And this is highway speeds, alright. Did I just have her sleep anywhere? No, I think I had her sleep down in the BTF office, actually. Was there... This is gonna be so funny. Man, I love this. It has like a bit of a backstory too with people here. 'Cause I actually did roleplay very well. Okay. It's too bad. I kind of wanted to stream this actually. I didn't think it'd be a long one though. I thought it would just be like, alright, let's meet up. Let's talk for like 5 minutes or so, get this going, and then we can meet tomorrow. But she wanted to do the whole thing. Very proactive. Alright. Alright. One over there, apparently. What is that guy? Man, police are. I'm getting sketched. I'm getting sketched. Oh, okay. I know where that is. Alright, we're driving omega careful right now. Me should just leave the car there. $150. $150. That's so expensive. I'll just leave it here and see what happens. We should park in the back. Alright, let me park more in the back. Where's an awkward spot? Sure, this seems like a good spot right here. Nice and defensible. Okay. Alright, we'll see what happens if I just leave my car here. Oh, I'm paying that $150 a month. Look at that. That's 10% of my income right now. Or my still on duty. Still on duty. Alright. Alright, here's a good place to... Maybe I should do the orange glasses, because I can't really see your eyes too well with this one. Yeah. Orange ones might be better, I'm right about that. I'm actually just liking them. Maybe it's just the lighting here? No, I don't like them anymore. Ugh. Whatever, it's fine. Alright. Well, thank you guys for watching. For the few of you, if any, who watched this video. I'll probably upload it, maybe. We'll see. I appreciate you. I really do. Or, that's what I'm I appreciate you. I really do. And remember, life is